The usual instrument for punishment across the hand was, of course, the ruler or cane. Generations of pupils remembered being ordered to hold out one hand, while a teacher brought a wooden ruler sharply down across the palm or knuckles. In schools where the cane was used, strokes across the palm were also common. The slipper, however, was a different proposition. Its construction made it rather unlike either instrument. A typical school plimsoll had a flexible canvas upper attached to a comparatively heavy rubber sole. When used for corporal punishment, it was generally the sole that provided the striking surface. Why, then, would a teacher choose to use it across a pupil's hand? There seems to be no single answer. One former pupil remembered a female teacher who definitely used the slipper on pupils' hands and had personally received it several times. The contributor believed one or two other teachers may also have used the method, although memory was less certain. One possible explanation offered was that punishment on the hand avoided the embarrassment associated with bending over. This may have been particularly relevant when punishing girls. Attitudes towards corporal punishment varied enormously between schools. Some teachers apparently regarded striking a pupil's bottom as perfectly ordinary, regardless of whether the pupil was a boy or girl. Others were much more reluctant to administer that particular punishment to girls, especially as pupils became older. The hand, therefore, provided an obvious alternative. A pupil could simply stand beside the teacher, hold out a palm, and receive the punishment without any need for bending over, touching toes, or assuming another position. There may also have been practical considerations. A plimsoll was readily available in many classrooms, changing rooms and gymnasiums. A teacher who wanted something more substantial than a ruler but did not have access to a cane could simply use a gym shoe. The terminology itself could vary according to region. Some former pupils remember the slipper, while others speak of the pump. In parts of Britain, particularly northern England and the Midlands, pump was a familiar term for a lightweight gym shoe or plimsoll. This makes historical recollections surprisingly difficult to interpret. Somebody writing that a teacher gave me the pump might sound rather mysterious today, but contemporary pupils would have understood perfectly well what was meant. It is equally important not to imagine that there was a nationally agreed procedure for slippering. There wasn't. British school corporal punishment was remarkably decentralised. One school might have carefully written rules stating which teachers could administer the cane and for which offences. Another might leave individual teachers considerable discretion over whether they used a ruler, slipper, or some other punishment. Even within the same school, one teacher's methods could be completely different from another's. That helps explain why one former pupil can confidently declare, "I've never heard of anyone being slippered on the hand," while somebody of the same generation can reply, in effect, "We had it all the time." Both memories may be perfectly genuine. School discipline depended enormously upon where you went to school and who happened to be standing at the front of your classroom.